You know you're probably lonely because of this. Alright, so high standards and high maintenance. You know, one thing that would really bother me was when I would hear girls say, oh, you know, I'm high maintenance, I'm a lot to handle. And now it's not even just girls, because guys and a lot of bands are doing this too. And the thing is, people get high standards and high maintenance mixed up completely. Alright, for example, if you have high standards, it's like, alright, you gotta go through a credit check and you gotta go through a down payment just to get a car. You know, you gotta make sure your credit is over 600, you gotta make sure you have the monthly payments due, you gotta make sure you have a job, maybe a co-signer and things like that, just to get a 2012 Altima. And that's the standard for it. You gotta go through all these checklists in order to get the Altima. And with the high standards to get the Altima, you get a reliable car, they probably last for a long time and everything, gets you to and from work, to and from the grocery store, to and from Mississippi to Florida or road trips and stuff like that. It's reliable. But then say you go in and you have to finance a BMW. You gotta meet the same standards. Your credit score might have to be a little higher, like 700. The monthly payments is gonna be higher. And you also gotta make sure that you basically up the standards that's different from the original 2012 Altima or any other car. And with this, after you go through all this and everything, it doesn't end there. BMWs have high maintenance. BMWs have high oil change rates. BMWs would probably say higher gas. BMWs won't be the ideal thing to take a cross-country road trip in or just a road trip on the coast. BMWs aren't really the ideal car to just go about regular every single day activities. BMWs look real nice, but the only thing is they're only good for going to work, going out for show, or if you don't really have a lifestyle where it's just like you're going to be on the go or anything like that. It's not the car built just to be driving around the city, or, well, not the city, drive around this country. Basically, it's not the car you're looking for if you want something lifelong and reliable. So you just take that concept and put it in relationships. Having high standards is one thing. If you have high standards, that's completely fine. Nobody should walk on this earth not having standards. Like, if you don't have standards for the people in your life, then you're basically gonna end up either being miserable, treated wrong, miserable. And that's why we have standards, not just high standards, but standards period, because everybody has what they like and what they don't like. Some people's standards go as low as, hey, just have a job, an apartment, and be funny, and then we'll be good. Other people's standards go complex. Can't stay at home with your mom, can't sit in the passenger side of your best friend's ride, can't have a drug addictions, never has done crack, goes to church, stuff like that. Those are standards, and that's fine because people know what makes them happy. With high maintenance, you have the high standards and you met that requirement. Now you gotta deal with all this other unnecessary stuff. Like, for example, a girl can find a guy that meets all her standards, is funny, tall, plays sports or something like that, has a job and do all the other stuff. But then, once she finds the guy, it's like, that's not enough. You have to do even more than what was originally required. It's truly just going to take work, but at the same time, when you're high maintenance, you're basically just requiring a bunch of stuff that really is either petty things or just unnecessary. And yeah, you do have to make those sacrifices to make relationships work, but sometimes people who claim they're high maintenance are only selfishly looking at it as them. They'll take advantage of the high maintenance thing and just use it as a way of, oh, you gotta do this. They'll take the meaning of high maintenance and just use it as a scapegoat to get what they want. If you think about it, in a relationship, there's usually only one high maintenance person. You can't have two high maintenance people come together because then they're both high maintenance and they probably want things in a different way. So in theory, it just kind of like breaks them apart because I ain't gonna do for you, you ain't gonna do for me, because we're both high maintenance and can't budge for each other. And like I said, it's not just with girls being high maintenance. Guys are high maintenance now too. A high maintenance guy would probably go for a girl that cooks, cleans, has her own money, has her own car, always looks like she's about to go to the club, and also not having that many friends so they can call her up anytime they want. And the thing is, a girl can't keep that up every single day of their 6-month relationship. It just won't work. And like with the girls who are high maintenance, A guy can't just be there all the time. Nobody's Superman, nobody's Superwoman. And if you're high maintenance, it kind of just shows you can't really even do for yourself because you need somebody else to keep you happy instead of being happy with yourself. So saying you're high maintenance, it isn't cute, it isn't pretty, it isn't just like, oh, I can't help it. No, it's just basically you being a spoiled brat or you're just being a trifling. If you're just high maintenance, you can't really expect to go. If you're high maintenance, it's kind of like that BMW. It's nice to show off, it's nice to brag on, it's nice to go around, in little areas, not go too far and just show off what you got. But at the end of the day, is it really reliable? When you could have just easily got a 2012 or even a 2018 Altima and have some reliability along with looking nice. When you could have just got a 2012 or even a 2018 Altima and had the reliability and the show and the contentment that you need in order for it to go for a long lasting relationship, driving around the country and going back and forth to Florida every 9-hour trip every 6 months. If you haven't noticed, I get kind of tired of driving back and forth a lot. But yeah, high maintenance is overrated. If you find somebody that meets your standards or high standards, the only thing you should worry about are them being consistent with those standards. That's all everybody ever wants, consistency. And consistency makes everything easier. You already know what to expect, and you also know how to handle situations. Bad and bougie is not the way. Fine and frugal is where it's at.
Hi, I'm Gia.
Hi, I'm Will.
You ready to order?
Oh, we certainly are.
Not. Then I'll come back.
William, can we get one thing straight? When you are with me, I don't want you to be looking at other women.
What other women?
Please. I saw you looking at that waitress, so you can just put those old googly eyes back in your head, all right? Hello? I said all right.
All right.